So, Jigsaw pretty much saw a came out last year. I really don't know what to say about this movie because it's pretty much like every other fucking Saw film. It really is. There's an investigation. Who's doing this? Cut to people in traps. It's five people, then there's four, then there's three. Cut to this really boring as shit investigation that might as well be a CSI episode, but that's an insult to CSI, especially CSI Miami. I actually like CSI Miami. That's better than any of these fucking parts of this movie. Although, as one person said, it is shot like a procedural show at times, like it was Criminal Minds or something. I think Brad Jones mentioned that, the cinema snob. This is from the guys who did Daybreakers, which I liked with Ethan Hawke. If their name wasn't on it, I wouldn't have fucking been able to tell it was them because Daybreakers seemed like people with talent. Here, it seemed like the same fucking guy who directed Leatherface or some other random shitty direct-to-video flick. I mean, cops going after this guy. Guy's like, I'm not dying today. He pushes a button. His hand is shot to shit in this shitty CGI effect. The game start. These five people buckets on their head. Might as well call them bucket heads. Five bucket heads tied with chains to this wall of buzzsaws. Jigsaw says, give a little bit of your blood, you'll be let go. Four of them do. The fifth one is not the fuck out. Wakes up in too late of time. Bzzz. And then the movie cuts from them to this investigation where you have this medical examiner guy, you have his female assistant, you have this asshole cop. Oh my god, what? This is Jigsaw? But he's dead. But there's blood under this guy's fingerprints. And they keep finding bodies, like this woman's jogging. They find a body hanging from a bridge. Or they find another body that's been chewed up. The female assistant to the medical examiner, she's really into Jigsaw. So she has like all these props in this warehouse. This investigation is boring as fucking hell. Feel free to tell me one decent thing about any of those fucking scenes. Okay, I'll give you one. Some decent aftermath effects of the gore. Person with their head cut off. Things of that nature. But there's nothing to these characters. There's nothing to the cop. There's nothing to the medical examiner. Nothing to anybody. You've literally seen this kind of shit done in Saw 4 or 5 or 6. Saw is a franchise that I like the first one. I can deal with the second one. But after the third one, it left the fucking park. It left the football field. It left the planet. It left my common sense out the fucking door with his walking papers. I did not give shit anymore. And then Saw 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, they brought back Terry Elwes, and then they did something stupid with his character. And this fucking franchise pisses me off because Jigsaw, he's might as well be psychic. Literally, they should just say he's psychic and save us all the fucking trouble. Because he can know where this and this and this happens, and everything happens in such a big fucking coincidence that it's just bullshit. And just scream bullshit at the screen. Even in this movie, the coincidences of how, well, if this didn't work, then this one happened. If it didn't do this, then this one happened. It's so much bullshit I want to spew Dayglow. It just fucking gives me a headache, and it makes Jigsaw, the character, so pretentious that he's not fun for me as a villain. Even Freddy Krueger, who could do anything in dreams, seems less fucking powerful than fucking Jigsaw. Because he's literally like, he could plan everything as if he's Hannibal Lecter times 10. It just, It's like he got the cheat code and he's been in God mode the whole time. And also all these bullshit things of, well, this person is an apprentice. This person's an apprentice. Yeah, I mean, and I'd call bullshit every time. Shawnee Smith. Oh, well, she had this thing ready to rip her face off. Oh, but thank God he helped me. Let me go murder people with him. Oh, Terry Ellis, I had to cut my own fucking foot off. Oh, but he helped me after. So this guy he threatened your family and your kids and made you cut your leg off. And oh, you've been helping him the whole time. No, Terry Ellis is not in this movie. I just call bullshit every time. It just fucking. And then when you watch this film, it's a sequel, but it might as well be a reboot because Tobin Bell appears, and I'll tell you why in a minute how the hell he did because his character died in like Saw 3. But if you think, oh wow, it's been so many years, maybe they'll do something really different. No, they literally do the same shit. And this just goes to show you why this franchise did not need to come back. Because plot wise, character wise, story wise, how about you have some characters that actually have common sense and can outthink Jigsaw or whoever the new Jigsaw is and win some of these fucking games and or someone goes through this marathon of games and they're really an innocent person and they actually have common fucking sense and they beat the Jigsaw type character at their own game. That'd be something different, unique, and interesting. It's why I would rather watch like The Collector and The Collection. The Collection, one of the most satisfying endings I've seen in a horror film in 10 years. In these movies, it's never a satisfying ending, including this one. It's never a satisfying ending to me. Never. And I'm not talking about much the plot because you know what the twist is? I'll just spill it. When it cuts back to the investigation, I'm just going to put a year on it. 2017. Let's just say the year it came out. Let's just say. When it goes back to the game, which you think is playing at the same time, it's actually from like 10 years ago, like the first game. Like apparently it's the first game. I don't know if it's the number 10 years is right, but it's from many, many years before. And that first guy who was knocked down, it was a bucket on his face, and you think died from the buzzsaws. Well, no. He became an apprentice after that because Jigsaw felt sorry for him, and he was the first apprentice, even though he's never been in any of these other movies. And now he's the medical examiner, and he's going to become the new Jigsaw. But I will say, you get the idea though. This one really is punishing criminals, and I know that's the point with Jigsaw apparently. But there's many times I'm like, no, like I don't think Donnie Wahlberg was that bad of a guy. The guy, I think there was a cop in Saw 4. He didn't seem that. I haven't seen the films in a while, so maybe, but I'm just there was going with that mentality or that reasoning for Jigsaw, but a lot of times I didn't buy it. I'm like, I don't buy your rationale, man. But anyway, yeah, that's the gist of that's the twist. And this new Jigsaw, this I forget the actor's name. He's playing a new game. That's why they're finding bodies. But we're not seeing that new game. We're seeing the first game from like 10 years ago. And the games itself, it's just stupid. Like I told you, they're on chains and they give a little bit of blood, they get out, it's 4 of them left. There's literally this thing, there's 3 needles. They have numbers on them. One of them is special. And even the girl who it's for, oh, that number, I recognize that number. She stole some purse from an old woman, but the purse had something for her asthma. She didn't give it back, so the old woman died. And it was like, the only money in it was like $3 and change. And that's the number on there. So even though she knows that's the number, and the thing is like one's acid, one's an antidote, and one's saline solution, like nothing. So she knows what this is. She knows what the number is. They tell her to take it. But she's like, I don't want to take it, but I can't, what if I can't, what if I can't, what if I... If you're really worried about it, here's the thing. If you think it's acid, you take this and you go, oh shit. Okay, that's the acid. The tip of my pinky I will sacrifice if it's acid instead of injecting it into me. And you knew what it was. You saw the number. You even told, yeah, that's the number. She doesn't take it. She's fucking stupid, I guess, because the plot won't allow her. That's literally why. The plot won't allow her to take it. Or like, put it on the floor. Maybe it'll sizzle. Put it on your shirt. Put it on your fucking thigh. Put it on anything, man. Take a piece of your hair and put it on. I don't know, just, again, put it on the tip of your fucking finger. But no, then they're all getting strangled, and the one guy sticks all 3 needles into her. Which even that guy, I'm like, wait a minute, she told you what the number is, just stick that into her. Why'd you stick all 3? Again, the coincidence, like this guy was such an asshole, even though she told him what the number was, that A, this lady won't take it still, and B, that this guy, oh, she said this number, let me put that one in it. And no, he just puts all 3 and kills the lady. A little bit, acid, blood coming out of her neck. And then thankfully, coincidence, you know what, coincidence, I don't think that's the right word I'm thinking of. There's another word I'm trying to think of, not coincidence. Keep using coincidence. Although there are a lot of coincidences in these movies too. Convenient. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Convenient. How convenient that, you do this instead of that. Oh, how convenient that this guy did decide to go to the wrong door, even though they were told to go through this door, because when his leg goes through and wires hit it, oh, there happens to be a fucking tape to play, which then opens that door. And then 2 people get locked in this silo with all this fucking sand falls down. And then just pitchforks and buzzsaws fall down. Once again, the convenient how none of them hit the 2 people. What if they did? Like, is Jigsaw really maneuvering these things so that... No, he's dropping these things. Hell, a knife drops into a guy's back. What if these things dropped into both of their heads? That'd be pretty much egg on Jigsaw's face, because the next game is literally for one of the people in the silo. What would happen if that person died? Like if that knife didn't go in the shoulder but through the head? Well, shit, I had this game for him with this motorcycle because the guy sold this shitty motorcycle and didn't tell they was shitty to someone. I think it was Jigsaw's nephew, and then who got into an accident and died because of the motorcycle. I guess it would have been like, well, so much for that game. I guess I won't be playing with that. This is like motorcycle and this little fucking this big device that you go upside down and you gotta hit this brake thing. Otherwise, if you get too far in, it's like a big fucking blender. That's what it seemed like, a big fucking blender. That's when you know the running out of ideas, when you just have a big fucking blender. But yeah, convenient enough, none of them hits the two people in the silo. The one guy hits a button, gets his leg cut off, and lets the two people out of the silo. They go to this thing, the guy hung upside down. And once again, how this guy, he's this far away from the brake. He doesn't hit it. The woman tries to help. There's a woman and stops the motorcycle above. Now it's in a standstill. Nothing's moving. He's still this far away from it. Jigsaw told him, if you hit that, you're fine. Does he like, oh wow, everything stopped. Let me hit this thing just in case. Nope. Nope. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh, thanks you stopped it. Get me out of here. Okay, buddy, use common sense. What comes after B? C. What comes after C? D. As in you. You're a dumbass. Just hit the fucking thing that's this far away. Just in case. But no, you don't. So you die from your stupidity. And that death sucked because when it was like a fucking CG Slurpee he became. And then, the rest of his body fell out. Pretty much looks like he got skinned and then some. Then the last two people, they're in a chair, one here, one here. You found out the one guy who got his leg cut off, he was just a fucking asshole who got, one of his friends killed, among other things. And the lady who you thought was the nice girl, she killed her baby because she was crying too much. So, yeah, that's definitely a big bitch. And Jigsaw is like, shotgun shell. This is the key to your freedom. And talking stuff about, you gotta go backwards. The girl gets the gun, tries to shoot the guy. The guy's like, wait a minute, he said something about backwards. Shoots towards the gun, blows backwards, hits the girl in the face, kills her. And the shotgun shell had keys in it that would have let him go. So in a way, it's not really fair to the guy, because the guy, there was no way for him to win. I mean, that's her fault, not his. Granted, I don't give a shit because the guy was unlikable, so I don't care if he died. But I'm just saying, game-wise, it's not really fair. There's no way he could win. And I'm not talking about the investigation angle because there's nothing to it. Movie making you think it's the cop who's Jigsaw. Get to the end. Cop and medical examiner are in these two traps. Fucking Jigsaw tried to kill me. Oh shit, it's acid. Why is it in a bottle? It doesn't matter because it's Jigsaw. He figures out fucking everything. As I was saying, these two have these laser traps. Which I thought that, okay, that's like stuttering already. That's like the one interesting kind of trap to me. You think it kills a medical examiner and the cop is survived, but no, one guy gets up. He's like, you're a dirty cop. You got innocent people killed. This other guy, who I think was the guy that got shut up at the beginning, he killed my wife. Someone killed his wife, the guy's wife, murdered his wife. And the dirty cop had something to do with it. So that's what I mean, like, I buy a little bit more that this guy is going after actual like criminals, and like the people that they found bodies were other criminals that this guy let go to be free. And the lead guy, the medical examiner, was going to be the new Jigsaw. He was okay. Take him or leave him. He was all right. I've seen much worse. He does seem like a guy, again, referencing Brad Jones, cinema snob. He would be on some kind of show like the USA wannabe soap opera thing, or what the fuck was that one? I keep thinking Knots Landing, but it's not Knots Landing. It's I thought it started with a K or something. I can't fucking remember. It was on the tip of my brain. But it's like trying one of those USA shows that trying to be sexy, but yeah, it's like crime. I don't know what the fuck. Like some pretty boys, pretty girls. Silk stockings. Why do you think of Knots Landing? Yeah, it seemed like a guy who was starring Silk Stockings. The lead guy. I don't know why I got Knots Landing out of that. But that's what fucking Jigsaw does to your brain. He says, I give you a choice. You can stream or you can don't. You can stream or you cannot stream. I think he says exactly stream or don't. That's your choice. I kind of liked that line. And then the last death scene, the laser goes up through the guy's head, and the head literally sprouts like a flower. That's, I guess, the best death scene in the movie. But it just looked goofy to me. I mean, of course, it's CGI. But I'm like, they just split his head like it just opened up like a fucking flower? Okay. It opened up like a flower. Alright, I guess that's something. Then the movie ends, and of course, open up to more Saw films. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those movies that I watch and I go, yeah, this is why this franchise did not need to come back, because there's nothing. People think all the Friday the 13th films are the same. No, when you look at part 7, and then you look at like part 2, and then you look at Jason Goes to Hell, those are pretty different movies. They really are when you actually watch them. Hell, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 is very different from the first movie, and I liked both of them. And I would say Dream Warriors is fairly different from the original Elm Street. Even Freddy has been different. Very scary in the first two, more funny in 3 and 4. But this franchise literally just said we are the same. This, like, you can make a case every movie is the same movie. You could literally make that case for this franchise. Even Child's Play, for worse, like to me the best are the first 3, and then they did different stuff in Bride of Chucky, so it was different. Doesn't mean it's good in my opinion, but was different. Here, it's just the same movie for the 8th time. The traps weren't really much to run home about. The investigation was fucking boring. The characters, there's not one character I gave a shit about. The score, Charlie Clouser tries to do a little bit different stuff with the score, but it's just like, what more can you do? This is like the 8th fucking movie. Even Harry Manfredini, he had to leave by the time they got, or he was kicked out, whichever one. By the time they got to part 8, what was the guy, Fred Mullen or something? Can't remember the composer name, but did like part 7 and 8. Fuck, man. There's nothing to this movie. Nothing. So I guess if you love every single Saw film, 1 through 7, and you just want the same thing, this is your movie. Other than that, and if they make another one, what is it going to be called? Jigsaw 2? But it's like, wait, technically it's part 9. More Jigsaw? Jigsaw Returns? The like is that is the you don't just come up with like Jigsaw Returns. Revenge of the Jigsaw. I'm trying to think like what titles did like Jigsaw, The Secret of the Groove. I mean, what the fuck else are you going to call these movies now? Are you just going back to Saw 9 or Jigsaws? Instead of Aliens, instead of Jigsaws. It's a Jigsaw and a copycat Jigsaw, and they're fighting each other, competing with each other. What? But at least that would be like different. It'd still be stupid. I don't know what more to say. I can't believe I got 27 minutes out of this. It's the same fucking thing as you've seen 7 times before. So, I don't know what to say. I think it fucking sucked. It was boring piece of shit with no likable characters, really no story. It does nothing new. It does nothing interesting. Does nothing different. It's the same old shit, different day. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later.